What's good, guys? Welcome back to the full card predictions, the last minute full card predictions where we go over each and every single one of these fights, breaking down our possibilities, our best props, and the props that I enjoy most for these fights. Of course, we got an absolute banger card, UFC London, last minute full card predictions. Here we go. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Guram Kutateladze versus Fernandes. Guram Kutateladze was a minus 460 earlier in this week. Fernandes plus 320. Now, when I look at the odds, Guram Kutateladze minus 375, Fernandes plus 300. I love this first fight of the night as an opener. It's going to be a banger opener, and you guys already know. If I'm making an official pick flip, I will let you guys know. I'm going Guram Kutateladze. I think Guram Kutateladze should be able to implement his wrestling. He has a new wrinkle in his game since his most recent comeback win over Jordan Vucenic. He got dropped by Jordan Vucenic in the first round, then was able to win the second and third. Guram is 3-2 in his last 5. And we know that he almost got finished, but he had a good recovery in that fight. His chin is a little bit of a questionable aspect, but we know he's matched up against Fernandes, a great powerhouse, a freak of nature, always lunges in for strikes, great BJJ, and is a bit flashy. Fernandes' win over Muhammad Yahya was an amazing round 1 TKO with beautiful leg kicks on display. We have to mention Guram isn't in his prime anymore, but I am going to be taking Guram Kutateladze to win this fight. Let's go over the props. Over 2.5 minus 190, under 2.5 plus 148. Fight ends by KO plus 190. Fight ends by sub plus 600. Fight ends by points minus 160. Guram Kutateladze by KO plus 300. Guram by sub plus 850. Guram by points minus 105. Fernandes by KO plus 800. Fernandes by sub plus 1,700. Fernandes by points plus 800. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, minus 150. No, plus 118. We know that the over 2.5 is a minus 190. Under 2.5 plus 148. Guram by KO on points minus 280. Guram by sub or points minus 155. Fernandes by KO on points plus 400. Fernandes by sub or points plus 550. So, give me Guram Kutateladze by KO on points at a minus 280. Give me Guram by points at a minus 105. And give me the over 2.5 at a minus 190. I think this fight's a little bit questionable. You don't have to bet this fight. But if I am going to use a parlay piece, I'll take Guram Kutateladze by KO or on points, just in case this fight ends inside the distance. We know a sub is available as well, but I think Guram Kutateladze's wrinkle in his game and his wrestling, more than likely, I like Guram by KO on points at a minus 280. I think it's perfect. Over 2.5 at a minus 190, and Guram Kutateladze by points, by decision, minus 105. I'll go Guram Kutateladze by KO on points. If there is a KO, I'll go maybe late third round TKO. I'll go 29-28 for the win. Guram Kutateladze, let's fucking go, my guy. Let's go. Now, we got an absolute banger fight ahead of us as well. Nathan Fletcher versus Loughran, by far one of my favorite fights on this entire card. Loughran was a plus 110. Nathan Fletcher was a minus 140. Now, Nathan Fletcher is a minus 130, and Loughran is a plus 130. We know that these two have fought before in Cage Warriors, and it was a pretty good fight. It went all 3 rounds. I believe Kaolán lost to Jake Hadley 30-27, which is something that I really need to take into consideration because Jake Hadley is a 135er, and we know that Loughran can be timid at times. Sometimes he needs to wrestle as well. I will say his pressure is very good, but he does get hit a little bit more often than I'd like. Matched up against Nathan Fletcher, a Cage Warriors beast, who was coming off of that amazing submission win over Zigomanis Ramaska in the second round by arm triangle. Nathan Fletcher has an excellent rear naked choke, triangle choke, and arm triangle choke. Nathan Fletcher lost to Con Olfley in an exhibition match on The Ultimate Fighter in March of 2024. We know Nathan Fletcher broke his leg in that fight, I believe, and he still pushed. I think Nathan Fletcher should be able to win this fight, and we know he comes from the Paddy Pimblett and Molly McCann camp. Give me Nathan Fletcher to win this fight. If you like Loughran, take the plus 3.5. Let's go over the props. Loughran by KO plus 450. Loughran by sub plus 1,300. Loughran by points plus 220. Nathan Fletcher by KO plus 1,400. Fletcher by sub plus 550. Fletcher by points plus 175. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 190. No, at a plus 148. The first fight went the distance. I expect this fight to go the distance as well. I like that at a minus 190. Good parlay piece. Over 2.5 minus 235. Under 2.5 plus 180. Over 2.5 at a minus 235 is a little bit more safer. Fight ends by KO plus 340. Fight ends by sub plus 410. Fight ends by points minus 200. Seems like the bookies are favoring that this fight ends by decision. Fletcher by KO on points plus 140. Fletcher by sub or points minus 105. Loughran by KO on points plus 105. Loughran by sub or points plus 170. I love Fletcher by sub or points. Fletcher by submission or on points at a minus 105 is perfect. I'll take the over 2.5 at a minus 235 and give me Fletcher by decision at plus 175. So Fletcher by points at a plus 175, over 2.5 at a minus 235, and Fletcher by submission on points at a minus 105. I think this is a perfect spot to live bet as well. Give me Nathan Fletcher for the win. I'll go by decision 29-28. Let's go. 758. It's going to be another banger scrap. Tomar versus Shauna Bannon. You guys know I've been on Shauna Bannon all week. Minus 186 for Shauna Bannon. Tomar plus 144. Now Shauna Bannon is minus 166. Tomar is a plus 140. We know with this fight, seems like the money's coming in heavy on Tomar. Banger scrap. Ireland versus India. Shauna Bannon is a great striker, and she's looking to get that in and out range style. Stay off the fence. Keep this fight on the feet. Her bread and butter is the striking department, and she's coming off of a decision win over Alice Ardali, where she got taken down twice, but she still won that fight. Matched up against a woman who was coming off of a massive robbery, Puja. She's very aggressive, and she yells when she strikes. She's always looking to hurt you, and it looks good for the judges because the judges like that. They like action. Her most recent bout against Rayan Amanda was a split decision win, but she showed that she can always put pressure, and she's always going to fight for your money no matter what. The first Indian female fighter in the UFC, and I expect her to put on an amazing performance, win or lose. One thing for sure, Tomar will put pressure, will plot forward, using everything in her arsenal to win. Shauna Bannon is going to be in a tough test and a tough predicament in this fight. We know that she had absolutely no answers for Bruna Brazil, who we know lost to Kong Wang, and that's a little bit of a red flag for Shauna Bannon. Shauna Bannon's most recent win over Alice, who isn't the most elite. Very tricky fight right here. In my opinion, it's a 1-800 gambler type of fight. Don't bet this fight, maybe a live bet. But let's go over the props. Tomar by KO plus 800, Tomar by sub plus 1,500, Tomar by points plus 220, which is not bad. I like Tomar by points at a plus 220, like nice little sprinkle. Shauna Bannon by KO plus 1,300. Bannon by sub plus 1,500. Bannon by points minus 120. That's a nice. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, minus 550, which is absolutely juiced. Minus 550 for this fight to go the distance. Nice little parlay piece. No, plus 350 that this fight doesn't go the distance. Over 2.5 minus 650. Under 2.5 plus 410. Fight ends by points minus 490. Bannon by KO on points minus 155. Bannon by submission on points minus 150. Tomar by KO on points plus 140. Tomar by submission on points plus 190. Give me that this fight goes the distance at a minus 550. Actually, you know what? Give me that this fight ends by points at a minus 490. Give me that this fight goes the distance at a minus 550. Give me Shauna Bannon by points at a minus 120. And give me Bannon by submission on points at a minus 150. This is a little bit of a risk pick, guys. I'm going to go Shauna Bannon by decision. But we know Tomar is going to throw the whole kitchen sink at this girl. So, in my opinion, it's a skippable fight. You don't have to gamble it. So, may the best girl win. Let's go. Shauna Bannon's the pick. Christian Leroy Duncan versus Andrey Pulyaev. This is going to be an absolute banger scrap. We know Andrey Pulyaev was a plus 390. Christian Leroy Duncan was a minus 590. Now, Christian Leroy Duncan is a minus 560. Andrey Pulyaev plus 420. Another 1-800 gambler type of fight, in my opinion. Pulyaev has great striking, good counter striking, and a great jab. Very defensively sound. And he works everywhere. He's very well rounded. He is 9-2 overall. His most recent win on Dana White Contender Series 6 months ago, a decision win over Liam Anderson. Liam Anderson did very well against Pulyaev and still lost. Matched up against CLD. 9 finishes and 10 wins, but he lost to Robocop because of the wrestling. CLD is a knockout artist who is crazy, and he throws the entire kitchen sink at you. Very dangerous and vicious ground and pound. Robocop started wrestling because he had to. We know CLD kind of turns these guys into wrestlers. I believe CLD should have better takedown defense in this fight. I'm going to go CLD to win this fight inside the distance. Let's go over the props. Christian Leroy Duncan by submission plus 1,000. And I know a lot of you guys like that, so. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. Alright, so. Christian Leroy Duncan by sub plus 1,000. I know a lot of people like that. Some people sprinkled it. Christian Leroy Duncan by KO minus 130. Christian Leroy Duncan by points plus 290. Seems like the bookies are favoring him to get a KO, the knockout artist himself. Andrey Pulyaev by sub plus 1,800. Pulyaev by KO plus 1,100. Pulyaev by decision plus 850. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, plus 192. No, minus 260. I like that this fight doesn't go the distance just in case. At a minus 260 is parlayable. Over 1.5 minus 156. under 1.5 plus 124. Fight ends by KO minus 170. Fight ends by sub plus 750. Fight ends by decision plus 185. COD by KO or on points minus 370. COD by sub or points plus 200. Pulyaev by KO on points plus 500. Pulyaev by submission or on points plus 650. With this fight right here, it's going to be a 1-800-gambler type of fight. I'm not going to bet this fight, but I think I might take some plays. Christian Leroy Duncan by KO minus 130. Over 1.5 at a minus 156. This fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 260. And give me Christian Leroy Duncan by KO on points at a minus 370 as my anchor and my parlay piece to my parlays. Let's go Christian Leroy Duncan by KO on points at a minus 370. Over 1.5 at a minus 156. This fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 260. And COD by KO at a minus 130. Let's go Christian Leroy Duncan. I'm going to go by second round or third round TKO. I think Christian Leroy Duncan should be able to win this fight in phenomenal fashion. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. By far, one of my most anticipated fights on this card. Marcin Tybura versus Mick Parkin. Marcin Tybura was a minus 125. Mick Parkin minus 102. Now, Marcin Tybura is a plus 112. Mick Parkin a minus 132. The odds have completely switched. With this fight right here, let's go over the props. We know what we're going to get with this fight. We do know that these are heavyweights. Massive heavyweights with a lot of momentum. Tybura is the fraud checker. A year and 7 months ago, Tybura fought Aspinall. So this is a massive step up in competition for Mick Parkin. We do know that Mick Parkin trains with Tom Aspinall. So this is a little bit of a very good matchup. And I think it's going to be a sneaky fun fight. Tybura averages more than one takedown per fight, but his takedown accuracy is not the best. He needs to drag you down, hold you on the fence, and once he's on the ground, he will stick to you like glue. Tybura got dropped by Jonathan Denise, but he prevailed and absolutely destroyed Denise so bad that the doctor had to stop it. Matched up against Mick Parkin, the heavyweight GOAT, massive heavyweight. I thought he was 6'4", but is it me or is Marcin Tybura a little bit taller than him? Very good boxer, one of my favorite heavyweights to watch, but he is undefeated, and this is the year of undefeated fighters losing. You guys know I'm going Mick Parkin. Let's go over the props. I'm going Mick Parkin by decision. But we do know that Mick Parkin can find the KO. Let's go over the props. I like moneyline. Mick Parkin minus 132. I like it. Moneyline, good little moneyline, good play. Marcin by KO plus 500. Marcin by sub plus 1,000. Marcin by decision plus 230. Parkin by KO plus 340. Parkin by sub plus 1,100. Parkin by decision plus 230. I'm going to sprinkle Parkin by decision at a plus 230. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 134. No, at a plus 104. Over 2.5, minus 168. Under 2.5, plus 132. If you're on the Tybura side, under 2.5 seems like it's very good and it's very likely. I like the over 2.5 because I'm on the Mick Parkin side. Fight ends by KO plus 175. Fight ends by sub plus 600. Fight ends by points minus 145. Tybura by KO on points plus 125. Tybura by sub or points plus 170. Mick Parkin by KO on points minus 110. Mick Parkin by sub or points plus 170. So, give me Mick Parkin moneyline at a minus 132. Give me Mick Parkin by decision at a plus 230. Give me that this fight goes the distance at a minus 134. I'll take the over 2.5 at a minus 168. And give me Mick Parkin by KO on points at a minus 110. Let's go. By far the most props that I've had for this fight. I can't wait. Give me Mick Parkin by decision 29-28. Let's go after an absolutely hard, tough first round. I got Mick Parkin for the win. It's about time. Let's go. He always performs in Manchester. With this fight right here, Loughran Kavanagh versus Felipe dos Santos. Minus 370 for Loughran Kavanagh. Felipe dos Santos plus 265. We know Loughran Kavanagh now is a minus 290. And Felipe dos Santos plus 235. One of the biggest favorites on the card, Mr. Kavanagh. A brilliant striker. Very underrated power. Very underrated speed. And we know that this guy is slick. He has great footwork. And he is definitely going to be faster than dos Santos. In my opinion, he waits for the counter shot a little bit too much, in my opinion. But he's always looking for the opening. And he capitalized on it. He just won by decision 3 months ago on his UFC debut against Jose Ochoa. Loughran Kavanagh has 3 decision wins and the rest are TKO. No submission wins at all. Matched up against Felipe dos Santos, a mini Charles Oliveira, always works, and is willing to fight anyone, and he trains at shoot the box, who we know Jose Ochoa trains at shoot the box as well. Felipe dos Santos can wrestle, but he tends to get tired towards the end of the fight. We saw Andrey Lima just win by sub, and Andrey Lima actually beat him with the wrestling department. He has a win over Felipe dos Santos because he started wrestling. Kavanagh is not going to wrestle in this fight. So that's why it's a little bit tricky. Kavanagh needs more volume. Do not wait for the counter as much. And you need to put pressure a little bit. Look for the counter. Capitalize on the counter. But we do know Felipe dos Santos is going to throw the whole entire kitchen sink at you, win or lose. Kavanagh by KO on points for me. Speed is going to be the main factor. Let's go over the props. Let's go. Excuse me, guys. Allergy season. Kavanagh by KO plus 370. Kavanagh by sub plus 2300. Kavanagh by decision minus 115. Felipe by KO plus 1000. Felipe by sub plus 1100. Felipe by decision plus 460. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 225. No, at a plus 172. Over 2.5 minus 280. Under 2.5 plus 205. Felipe by KO on points plus 300. Felipe by sub or points plus 310. Kavanagh by KO on points minus 270. Kavanagh by sub or points minus 135. Seems like the bookies are favoring Kavanagh to win by decision. So give me Kavanagh by KO on points at a minus 270. Give me that this fight goes the distance at a minus 225. And give me Kavanagh by decision at a minus 115. Kavanagh by decision minus 115. This fight goes the distance at a minus 225. And Kavanagh by KO on points at a minus 270. Let's go Kavanagh for the win. Let's go. 6 best bets. Come on, baby. Let's go. This is an absolute banger scrap. Who's going to have tacos tomorrow? It's going to be a banger. Jai Herbert versus Chris Padilla. Jai Herbert minus 132. Chris Padilla plus 104. Minus 112 for Jai Herbert now. Chris Padilla minus 104. With this fight right here, I really like Chris Padilla, guys. I'm heavy on Chris Padilla. I think he should be able to win this fight. And he's no longer an underdog. I know he's not the favorite, but it's at a pick'em now. So I expect him after the first round to be a massive favorite. Jai Herbert is 2-2 with 1 draw in his last 5. That draw being to Ludovic Klein. Jai Herbert is a veteran. And he's a very good counter striker. Good high kicks. We all know we're all going to hear that all day tomorrow. Very good boxing and is always willing to fight anyone. I prefer Herbert at 155. He performs better, in my opinion, and he always works. But he looks for the counter and has a negative striking differential, and he can get wrestled at times. Herbert's most recent win is over Ronaldo Bedoya. Matched up against the Taco King, Chris Padilla. I'm 0-2 fading Chris Padilla, and I'm not going to make that same mistake again. Chris Padilla is a very well-rounded, solid chin with slick hair. When you look at Chris Padilla, a record like Chris Padilla, he has 6 TKO wins in the first. So, correct me if I'm wrong. He has 6 TKO wins in the first, round 2. He has 2 TKOs. He has a bunch of TKOs. My notes are all scrambled. Taco Padilla has a chin made out of granite, and we know that this guy has a lot of KOs in the first and second round. And also, this guy can get some submission wins as well. This guy is a finisher. He only has 2 wins by decision. So I expect this fight to not go the distance. Let's go over the props. Padilla by KO plus 400. Padilla by sub plus 500. Padilla by decision plus 390. Jai Herbert by KO plus 480. Jai Herbert by sub plus 1,500. Jai Herbert by decision plus 190. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, minus 112. No, minus 112. So the fact that this fight to go the distance, yes, at a minus 112, and no at a minus 112 is a pick'em, shows you that the bookies have no idea what's going to happen in this fight. Over 2.5, minus 144. Under 2.5, plus 114. Fight ends by KO, plus 180. Fight ends by sub, plus 410. Fight ends by decision, minus 125. Padilla by KO on points, plus 150. Padilla by sub or points, plus 190. Herbert by KO on points, minus 105. Herbert by submission on points, plus 150. So, give me Padilla by KO plus 400. Give me that this fight goes the distance at a minus 112. Give me that this fight ends by KO at a plus 180. And give me Padilla by KO or on points at a plus 150. And on top of that, I'll take Padilla money line. So, I like Chris Padilla money line at a minus 104. It's the best prop. It's the best play, And, of course, I want to sprinkle Padilla by KO plus 400. This fight goes the distance at a minus 112. And give me Padilla by KO or on points at a plus 150 for a little bit more juice. Let's go. Chris Padilla for the win. I expect him to win this fight inside the distance, but if he doesn't, we have the safety play that this fight goes the distance just in case. Let's go. Chris Padilla for the win. Let's go. This is another banger scrap. Morgan Charrière versus Nathaniel Wood. We know this is going to be an absolute banger scrap. Nathaniel Wood was a plus 138. Morgan Charrière minus 178. Now Nathaniel Wood is a plus 124. Morgan Charrière minus 144. Nathaniel Wood is a beast. This fight is highly anticipated match for me. And finally, I can't wait for this scrap. I'm glad Morgan Charrière, the last pirate, is back. Nathaniel Wood is a great striker, especially in the pocket, and he loves to mix it up. He has 9 takedowns in 11 UFC fights, 7 KO wins, 6 wins by submission, and 7 of his wins being by decision. He's very good everywhere, and if that doesn't describe well-rounded, I don't know what does. He's matched up against another beast, Morgan Charrière, very good counter-striking ability, good in-and-out style, and was robbed against Chepe Mariscal, but we're not looking at that, we're not looking back, we're looking forward. Looks to always work, mixing some takedowns, and also, he has great cardio. His most recent win is a crazy KO win over Gabriel Miranda, where he TKO'd him in the second round. Morgan Charrière has 12 TKO wins, 3 wins by submission, and 5 wins by decision, and 3 of those wins are by split decision. If there's a prop that this fight ends by split decision, sprinkle it. This fight screams war. They are both 4-1 in their last 5. I cannot wait for this fight. I'll take Morgan Charrière. So, with this fight right here, I like Morgan Charrière money line at a -144. A little bit of a sketchy fight, though, because the odds are a little bit fluctuated. Nathaniel Wood by KO +900. Wood by sub +1,500. Wood by decision +190. If you're on the Nathaniel Wood side, sprinkle Nathaniel Wood by decision at a +190 because it's more likely than not. Morgan by KO +420. Morgan by sub +1,600. Morgan by decision +160. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, -240. No, +182. I think this fight goes the distance at a -240. Over 2.5, -310. Absolutely juiced, bro. Under 2.5, +220. Fight ends by points, -250. Fight ends by KO, +270. Wood by KO on points, +130. Wood by submission on points, +150. Morgan by KO on points, -135. Morgan by submission on points, +130. So, I'm going to take Morgan Charrière money line at a -144. I'm going to take that this fight goes the distance at a -240. And just to get a little crazy, I'm going to sprinkle Morgan Charrière by decision at a +160. And give me Morgan by KO or on points at a -135. I'll take Morgan Charrière to win this fight. 29-28, unanimous decision. Let's go XXX Tentacion. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. I cannot wait. Jordan Vucenic versus Chris Duncan. I can't wait for this card, bro. I cannot wait for this card. Jordan Vucenic, tattoos everywhere, has the most tattoos on this entire card. -420 for Jordan Vucenic, Chris Duncan +310. With this fight right here, it's going to be an absolute banger scrap. Another good main card fight. Jordan Vucenic is very rated. He's rated very highly by the UFC considering he's on the main card and Guram is on the prelims. Jordan has more tests than anyone in this card. Jordan is getting better and he's only 13-3. Jordan has 2 TKOs on his record, 6 submission wins, 5 of those submission wins being in the second round, and 5 decision wins with 3 split decisions. We know Vucenic fumbled the bag so hard against Guram Kutateladze in his UFC debut, but it was on short notice, and it was up a weight class. Matched up against Chris Duncan, a tough warrior who can get dropped and come back. Chris Duncan is 12-2, 7 TKO wins, 2 wins by submission, and 3 wins by decision. Chris Duncan has great recovery, and he springs right back up. We know Chris Duncan had a beautiful comeback win over Balahi Oki, which was amazing. I think Chris Duncan will look for the sub, but who's to say Jordan Vucenic won't look for that sub either? Let's go over the props. Jordan by KO +360, Jordan by sub +200, Jordan by points +220, Duncan by KO +750, Duncan by sub +1,900, Duncan by points +750. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a +144, no at a -182. Over 2.5 +112, under 2.5 -142. Fight ends by KO +220. Fight ends by sub +170. Fight ends by decision +135. Jordan by KO or on points -110. Jordan by submission on points -175. Duncan by KO on points +380. Duncan by submission on points +550. With this fight right here, give me Jordan Vucenic by submission at a +200. Give me that this fight doesn't go the distance at a -182. Give me the under 2.5 at a -142. Give me that this fight ends by submission at a +170. And I'll take Jordan by submission on points at a -175. I'm going to go Jordan Vucenic by submission, second or third round. Let's go Jordan Vucenic for the win. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. 17-10. Let's go. Alexia versus Molly McCann. We know that this is a little bit of a switch up, though, because this fight wasn't always supposed to happen. It just got announced. Molly McCann was a plus 152. Alexia Tharanara was a minus 196. Now Tharanara is a minus 230. Molly McCann is a plus 184 underdog. If you like Molly McCann, take her right now because this is the biggest dog odds for Molly McCann throughout the entire week. New matchup. Molly McCann has switched up in competition, a massive switch up from her previous scheduled bout with Estela Nunes. Now matched up against an absolute beast from Brazil, Alexia Tharanara. Brand new opponent makes this difficult. Molly McCann being an underdog seems reasonable. She's a good boxer, looking to strike, good leg kicks, and a hell of a spinning back elbow. She can generate so much power from that spinning back elbow. In fact, she has 2 TKO wins by spinning elbow over Luana Carolina and Hannah Goldie. Molly McCann got so much better shape, but it seems like she just needs to be a little bit more technical and calculated, and she can win this fight. With this fight right here, Molly McCann has 6 TKO wins, 1 submission win, and 7 wins by decision. I think this fight might go the distance. Matched up against a Brazilian beast, with the only loss on her record being by guillotine choke in the 3rd round. Alexia Tharanara has 1 win by KO. Her bread and butter is her sub game. 3 wins by submission in the 1st round, and 3 wins by submission in the 2nd round, and 4 wins by decision. Alexia Tharanara will be making her UFC debut against the hometown favorite. She throws bombs, and she never moves backwards. Always pressures. This is going to be a tricky fight. Another 1-800 gambler type of fight. I'd recommend don't betting this fight. But if you are going to take it, maybe we could take the over 2.5. Molly McCann by KO plus 700. Molly by sub plus 1,500. Molly by decision plus 310. Alexia Tharanara by KO plus 900. Alexia by sub plus 430. Alexia by decision plus 135. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a minus 186. No at a plus 146. Over 2.5 minus 225. Under 2.5 plus 172. Fight ends by KO plus 410. Fight ends by sub plus 340. Fight ends by decision minus 200. Molly McCann by KO on points plus 180. Molly by sub points plus 240. Alexia by KO on points minus 110. Alexia by sub points minus 155. So, I'm going to take Alexia Tharanara money line at a minus 230 parlay piece. I'm going to take that this fight goes the distance at a minus 186. I'm going to take Tharanara by submission on points at a minus 155. And give me that this fight ends by points at a minus 200. Just to play it safe. I know I'm taking 2 of the same. But just in case, let's go. Alexia Tharanara for the win. I'll go 29-28 unanimous decision. Let's go Alexia Tharanara. Now we got an absolute banger scrap ahead of us right here. It's going to be one of those scraps where anything can happen. Let's go. Kevin Holland versus Gunnar Nelson. Kevin Holland plus 104. Gunnar Nelson minus 128. 45-70. I'm not sure if Holland needs a paycheck or what. He's going to the UK in enemy territory, fighting a fight that isn't favorable to him, which is what I wrote a week ago. Now that I'm looking at this fight, now that I'm looking at these guys stare down, face off, I think Holland still got it. Holland is an excellent striker. He's a vet. He's a long sniper, good management of range, and an excellent counter striker who has fought the who's who of both middleweight and welterweight. He's fought guys like Jeff Neal, Jack Della Maddalena, Michael Page, Hamza Chimaev, and Stephen Thompson. He's always in a competitive fight unless you take him down and wrestle. Even then, he still looks to trash talk. His most recent loss to RDR and Roman Dolidze in the 1st round. I don't think he's losing this fight in the 1st round. Matched up against Gunnar Nelson, a man who I have never seen fight live, but was notable at one point for helping Conor train for Aldo in 2015. Gunnar Nelson is someone who I always hear good things about, but inactivity is his biggest issue. Gunnar has an amazing sub game and he has good solid kicks and solid takedowns. He just needs better takedown selection and timing. He's looking for real takedowns, and he transitions very well through your guard. Some people have a shot on Gunnar. Some people have actually shot on Gunnar and have actually gotten Gunnar down. I like Gunnar's double leg. He's very good, but he has a negative striking differential. Gunnar hasn't fought in 2 years. His most recent win is over Brian Barberena with the 1st round armbar submission. And prior to that win, he beat Takashi Sato. Gunnar's notable losses are to Gilbert Burns, Leon Edwards, Santiago Ponzinibbio, and Damian Maia. Gunnar's 36. Holland is 32. Gunnar has 10 submission wins in the 1st round, 4 sub wins in the 2nd round. And just looking at paper, you would think, oh, Gunnar by submission, that's the way to go. But I think Holland's going to be stronger. He's going to hit harder. And even if Holland gets taken down, I think Holland can get right back up. Holland is the most active fighter in the UFC from 2020. And I've picked against Holland. I think I'm very good at picking Holland's fights. I'm going to go Kevin Holland, guys. Official pick flip. I'm going Kevin Holland for the win over Gunnar Nelson, guys. Holland by KO plus 260. Holland by sub plus 1,000. Holland by decision plus 470. Nelson by KO plus 1,000. Nelson by sub plus 220. Nelson by decision plus 370. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, plus 168. No, minus 215. Over 2.5 plus 124. Under 2.5 minus 158. Fight ends by KO plus 195. Fight ends by sub plus 165. Fight ends by points plus 160. We know Holland can get a submission too, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. Holland by KO on points plus 125. Holland by sub or points plus 310. Nelson by KO on points plus 250. Nelson by submission on points minus 110. So if you're on Gunnar Nelson, take him by submission on points at a minus 110. I think it's possible. I just think that Gunnar Nelson's not going to be able to hold Holland down. Give me Holland by KO at a plus 260. Give me Holland money line at a plus 104. Give me Holland by KO on points at a plus 125. And give me that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 215. Let's go Kevin Holland for the win. Let's go, my guy. Let's fucking go. Absolute banger scrap, guys. Lock of the week time. Let's go. Carlos Ulberg versus Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz was a plus 190. Ulberg was a minus 250. Now Ulberg is a minus 290. Jan Blachowicz plus 225. Jan is 12-7 and 1 in the UFC. That one draw to Magomed Ankalaev. Jan has 9 TKO wins, 9 submission wins, and 7 of them being in the second round, and 11 wins by decision. We know Jan Blachowicz absolutely blasted Magomed Ankalaev's legs with brutal leg kicks, and he has an amazing ability to stay defensively sound, and he can check a kick like Jose Aldo. And Jan's most recent losses to the former champ, Poatan, matched up against a guy who's from City Kickboxing with an amazing team around him and an excellent kickboxing team and background. And he also has a kickboxing background. Very good movement, counter-striking ability, positive striking differential, with great takedown defense, which will be tested here. Ulberg's only loss is by KO to Kennedy Nzechukwu, who we know that fight was a little bit crazy. He got a little too tired in that fight. Ulberg just beat Volkan Ozdemir by decision in a competitive scrap, but Ulberg was getting tagged a little bit more often than I'd like him to in that Volkan Ozdemir fight. Ulberg is fighting a UFC former champion for the first time in his career. The last time Jan won was over Alexander Rakic. Jan has a longer reach by 1 inch and is shorter by 2 inches and is 10 years older. Jan can wrestle here, but he tends to gas when he wrestles. City Kickboxing has over 25 minutes of data to study on Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz. We know Israel Adesanya was not able to get the leg kicks down. He wasn't able to implement his counter-striking ability, and Jan Blachowicz was able to neutralize all of Israel Adesanya's attacks. I'm going to pick Ulberg. I'm trusting in Eugene Behrman. This is going to be a little bit of a risky pick, though, guys. I'm going to go Ulberg by decision. Maybe he can replicate his performance against Volkan Ozdemir, but don't get tagged a little too much like you did in that Ozdemir fight. Ulberg got hit way too much in that fight, in my opinion. I expect him to blast that body kick, blast low kicks, dance around the cage, and win a close decision, if not split decision, by 29-28. Let's go over the props. Ulberg by KO plus 175. Ulberg by sub plus 2,600. Ulberg by points plus 160. Jan Blachowicz by KO plus 700. Jan by sub plus 1,900. Jan by points plus 470. Will this fight go the distance? Minus 118. Yes. No at a minus 108. Over 2.5 minus 144. Under 2.5 plus 114. Fight ends by KO plus 110. Fight ends by points minus 130. Fight ends by sub plus 1,300. Jan by KO on points plus 250. Jan by sub or points plus 380. Carlos by KO on points minus 270. Carlos by submission on points plus 140. So, give me Carlos Ulberg money line at a minus 290. Give me Ulberg by points at a plus 160. I'll take that this fight goes the distance, yes, at a minus 118. I'll take the over 2.5 at a minus 144. It was the bonus on 6 best bets. And I'm going to take Carlos Ulberg by KO or on points at a minus 270. You don't get that much juice, but I think Carlos Ulberg should be able to win this fight. I just don't like that eye contact. He's not making eye contact. I don't know about that. I don't know. It reminds me of Damon Blackshear with Cody Gibson, where he didn't want to shake his hand. Let's go to the next fight. Let's go. Oberg for the win. Lock of the week, baby. Lock of the week streak continues. Let's fucking go. 23-27. Let's go. Sean Brady versus Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards was a plus 122. Sean Brady was a minus 156. We know Sean Brady is now a minus 160. Leon Edwards plus 130. A banger main event. I wish it was Jack Della Maddalena, but he's fighting for the belt. Leon hasn't been finished in 26 pro fights, which is an amazing stat. One can make the argument Leon isn't consistent. He's not the most consistent. But when he is, Leon is very sharp with his elbows, very good blast body kick, good low kicks, and a very good inside trip. He had Kamaru on in their second fight. Decent top control when he ends up on top. And he averages more than one takedown per fight. He took down both Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington, which are both good wrestlers. Maybe not in their prime, but I believe that they're very good. I believe he got a takedown on Belal Muhammad as well. I remember the 5th round like it was yesterday. This guy busted up Belal Muhammad's face with a couple of seconds left in round 5. We know Leon Edwards tends to lose the 5th round in almost all of his fights. Nate Diaz, you can argue that he lost the 5th round against Belal Muhammad. You can argue that he lost the 5th round. You know, he normally loses the 5th round because he gets a little, I don't know, he tries to cruise. Matched up against a guy with decent amount of momentum, Sean Brady, a very elite grappler with wins by guillotine, rear naked choke, arm triangle choke, and he loves that Kimura submission. Sean Brady can bleed easily. And in my opinion, I don't know, he has a little bit of a leaky nose. We know his nose is a little slanted as well, so maybe that can cause his nose to leak like a faucet. He tends to look a little red too. Sean Brady doesn't do that well with forward pressure when he's on the back foot. His cardio can be a little bit of a red flag, but he just won 5 rounds with Gilbert Burns for the first time in his career. He averages around 3 takedowns per fight, but one thing I like about Sean Brady is that when he closes distance, he throws his punches, gets you to the cage, he shoots for the takedown, but he pulls you away from the cage. The cage is right here. He pulls you away from the cage, and that's something that I really like. Something very unique, something that we don't see a lot of wrestlers doing. We saw Kamaru Usman just trying to take this good guy down from the fence. You're not going to get him down from the fence. Leon Edwards is a decision merchant. He uses the fence as his takedown defense. A lot of these guys do. You got to get him off the fence. His most recent win was at Fury Pro Grappling 12. He won by guillotine choke over Richie Martinez. Sean needs excellent cardio. He needs to do better moving backwards and watch out for that teep to the body and that question mark kick or any type of high kick. Because this guy, Leon Edwards, looks tall as fuck. And we know that that leg can get up there and touch that chin. Brady, you better be on point. Leon Edwards takes 1,000 pictures at times, but when he enters his flow state, you can see it in his face. He doesn't have a good poker face, but when he's winning, you can tell that he's in his flow state. Leon Edwards has sharp elbows. He's excellent in the clinch. In fact, the clinch is his main arsenal. He loves to throw elbows from the clinch. He likes to disengage from the clinch, uppercuts from the clinch, knees from the clinch. We know that this guy, Leon Edwards, loves the clinch, and he loves to poke your eye. He loves to grab the fence, and especially if we're in London, you know this guy's going to cheat like a motherfucker. Leon Edwards, Leon Scissorhands is an absolute menace. Brady's going to be the pick. I'm going to take Brady by submission on points. I'll go 48-47. Let's go over the props. Brady by KO plus 850. Brady by sub plus 410. Brady by decision plus 175. Leon by KO plus 600, which we know Leon by KO is not out of the realm of possibility, but he's more than likely going to win a decision. Leon Edwards by submission plus 2,000. This guy had Bilal's back for an entire round. Who's to say that this guy can't, maybe get a little bit of a crazy Hail Mary? Leon Edwards by decision, the most likely prop at a plus 240. It's worth a sprinkle in my opinion. You guys know that the bonus from 6 Best Bets in Lock of the Week is the over 4.5. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a minus 174. No plus 138. Give me yes that this fight goes the distance at a minus 174. Over 4.5 minus 196. Under 4.5 plus 150. Fight ends by KO plus 360. Fight ends by sub plus 340. Fight ends by points minus 185. Leon Edwards by KO or on points plus 140. Leon Edwards by submission on points plus 200. Brady by KO on points plus 115. Brady by submission on points minus 125. So, I expect this fight to go the distance. We know that there's robbery situations. We know that Leon Edwards is going to grab the fence. So why not sprinkle Leon Edwards by decision? Leon Edwards by decision plus 240. Doesn't matter what side you're on. It's worth a sprinkle. Will this fight go the distance? Yes. I'm going to take Brady by decision at a plus 175. I'm going to take that this fight goes the distance at a minus 174. I'm going to take the over 4.5 at a minus 196. I'm going to take Brady by submission on points at a minus 125. And of course, I'm going to take Sean Brady money line at a minus 160. I think he should be able to win this fight. I'm going to go Sean Brady by 48-47, 49-46, and 48-47 unanimous decision. Let's go Sean Brady for the win. Let me know who you guys got. It's going to be an absolute banger scrap. I love this scrap, and I'm going to repeat my props for the last time. Brady by submission on points, minus 125. Over 4.5, minus 196. This fight goes the distance at a minus 174. And of course, Brady by decision at a plus 175. And Brady money line at a minus 160. Brady money line minus 160. Over 4.5, minus 186. This fight goes the distance at a minus 174. Brady by decision plus 175. And Brady by submission on points at a minus 125. Let's go Sean Brady for the win. Let me know what you guys got. Let me know who you guys got. And let me know if you guys got a lock of the week or some good lock parlays. Let's hear it. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's fucking get it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it. The best is blessed, baby. Let's do better than last week. Peace. Hey.